Hi, welcome to another episode of Oh Heavens. I'm Jeff Dixon. We're talking about heaven and um, what it is, what you want to know, what we need to understand. Jesus said this in John 14:6, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. In the previous episode, we talked about the Lamb's Book of Life. And so a follow-up question that we might want to ask ourselves is it possible for a Christian's name to be blotted out of the book of life? In other words, this would be a question that would somehow line up with that idea of can you lose your salvation? Can you lose your place? In order to understand, I think, how the book of life works, it may be necessary for us to better understand the Roman and Greek practices of the first century. You have to remember that the Revelation was an unveiling, an opening up, if you will, giving John a peek into some things that he recorded as best he could understand and describe what he was seeing. Cities in John's day had a registry which contained the name of every person who lived within the confines of that city. But if a person defiled his citizenship, he could be called before a tribunal, and his name would be removed from the registry, literally blotted out of the city book as a penalty for his actions. He could no longer be considered a citizen of that particular metropolis, and he would be consigned to either live in anonymity or to move elsewhere. With that concept in mind, I have a feeling that John was probably drawing on that with the Book of Life. I think the Book of Life is a book that originally contains the names of every person that's born into this world. And along the way in our journey, we have the opportunity to either accept or reject Jesus. If we have rejected Jesus, then in essence, our name is blotted out of the book of life, and we lose our standing and we lose our place in that book. Now, the original question is, though, but can a Christian's name be blotted out? And the answer to that is no. Because just like we talked about in the last episode, the criteria is not being good. The criteria is accepting Jesus. And so if you've accepted Jesus, you can rest assured that your name is in the book. And if you've made that decision, nothing will take you out of the book. And so your eternity is secure. And so the answer to the question is no. If you're a follower, you can't be blotted out. If I'm right about the context and how John was writing this and recording this, then everyone who's born has that opportunity to get to eternity, to be in heaven with God. And at some point along the way, they've made their decision, they've made their choice as to whether they want their name in the book or not. And it's their choice, not God's, their choice. It's the gift of love and free will. Gets a little confusing, doesn't it? Go back to the verse we read. I am the way and the truth and the life, and no man comes to the Father but by me. In other words, there is no other way to get your name in the book except through Jesus. And that's it. All right. Hope that helps. We'll continue our look at heaven next time. And oh, heaven.